That is, Ernest Holmes discusses the possibility of science and religion joining together for a common understanding of the laws of our world, sharing intuition and law. We are all created with an individuality that we must discover within ourselves. Freedom is the birthright of every living soul. There is a freedom within the laws of life. We do well to listen to our inner voice that can tell us of a wonderful life, wonderful in its scope, of a love beyond our fondest dreams, of a freedom which the soul craves. The love of the universe must be one with the great law. Love and law is a great teaching of Ernest Holmes. The study of science of mind is a study of first cause, spirit, mind, that invisible essence, the ultimate stuff and intelligence from which everything comes, the power back of creation, the thing itself. We are dealing with a definite principle. If we want to produce a conscious result, we must know what we are dealing with. In dealing with metaphysics, we must acknowledge the principles and the results which come from the immutable but invisible principle. Universal principles are never respecters of persons. The universe plays no favorites. This is the study of life and the nature of the law, governed and directed by thought. Always conscious that we live in a spiritual universe, that God, spirit, energy, is in, through, and around and for us. What today seems supernatural, when it is thoroughly understood, will be found to be perfectly natural. Why are some healed by prayer and others not? It is superstitious to think God will answer some prayers and not others. The answer is that some have responded to God more than others. Their prayers, their thought, has responded by co-responding. The answer to prayer is in the prayer. What is a prayer? A prayer is a movement of thought within the mind of the one praying, along a definite line of meditation for a specific purpose. What is the mind? By mind, we mean consciousness. We cannot locate mind in the body, for while the body is a necessary vehicle for consciousness, while we are here, it is not consciousness. We cannot isolate mind. We do know what it does. Mind, the thing, spirit, causation, is beyond our grasp. It is infinite, and we can never encompass it. We can never encompass God, and yet we shall always be in God and of God. Mind comes under no classifications, but they are not two minds, but two names used to describe states of consciousness. The objective, spirit or conscious, and subjective, law or unconscious. The conscious state is our conscious use of mind. The subjective or subconscious, sometimes called the unconscious state, is the part of the mind which is set in motion as a creative thing by the conscious state. In the subjective mind of a person, we find a law obeying his word, the servant of his spirit, acting upon his thoughts. It is the creative factor within us. Within us is a mental law working out the will and purpose of our conscious thought. This is our individual use of that great subjective mind, which is the seat of all mental law and action. Man's thought, falling into a subjective mind, emerges with a universal subjective mind and becomes the law of his life, through the one great law of all life. What we call our subjective mind is really the use we are making of the one law. Each person maintains his identity in law through his personal use of it. To learn how to think is to learn how to live. We all use the creative power of universal mind every time we use our own mind. All thought is creative, according to the nature, impulse, emotions, or convictions behind the thought. Thought creates a mold in the subjective in which the idea is accepted and poured, and its power moves in accordance with the thought. Ignorance is no excuse of the law, as we are dealing with the law. Cause and effect is a taskmaster to the unwise, a servant to the wise. Freedom lies through the intelligent use of nature's forces and laws. The mind is a natural law in the spiritual world, which is a world of conscious intelligence. We have a conscious mind that operates within the subjective field, which is creative. The conscious mind is spirit. The subjective mind is law. One reacts to the other. We are spirit and we are law. We are living in a spiritual universe, which includes the material or physical universe. Learning to trust this will make us happier. Through experience, we learn what is good and satisfying and worthwhile. No matter what our emotional storm, there is always something hidden in our inner being that has never been violated. Divine nature is in every soul. This is the thing itself. There is within every individual that which partakes of the nature of the universe. Wholeness, insofar as it operates, is God, the divine being. Since we partake of the nature of the divine being, we are of the divine. It is done to each of us as we believe. In spirit, we are one with God. We are one with the whole. We are one with the law of the whole, as well as one with the spirit of the whole. The mind we discover within us is the mind that governs everything. This is the thing itself, and we can recognize its simplicity. Next week, we will learn about the way it works. Thank you.